From the BG Podcast Network studios, brought to you by Chattahoochee Tech, this is your Paulding County News Podcast, bringing our stories to life with news, events, and what we're talking about in Paulding County. Like, follow, and subscribe to hear the latest news from the Paulding County News Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And here's what you're talking about.
Welcome to your Paulding County News Podcast. I'm Melissa Carter, along with Doug Harding. A family is asking for help when this ruined their items at a local hotel, and you cannot imagine what got into their things. Ugh. Plus, be careful who you date because it could have tragic consequences. Another example of that. But first, let's take a look at our top stories. As the 2024 Georgia legislative session hurtles toward its conclusion, lawmakers are engaged in a frantic race to pass significant legislations before sign and die. You'll hear that all over the news tomorrow because it's the end of the legislative session. Now, how could that affect Paulding County? Well, one contentious issue on the table is the potential legalization of online gambling here in Georgia, which may be decided by voters in November. And in the realm of immigration, two significant bills are under discussion, gaining momentum in the wake of the tragic murder of nursing student Laken Riley in Athens. Now, these bills aim to address sanctuary policies and enforce immigration laws more rigorously at the local level. And regarding transgender issues, there's legislation to prevent biological males from participating in girls' sports at public schools, drawing both support and criticism. Now, the session ends tomorrow, and like I said, this is from Fox 5, but Doug, you'll hear, sign and die. They'll play that all over, and that's how they end the legislative session. So just be prepared. That's Latin, by the way.
Oh.
Final day. Just there you go. I don't know if they're saying it correctly in a Southern accent, but that's what it means.
That's called Southern Latin.
Southern Latin.
A teacher's dedication receives well-deserved recognition. Plus Davis, a beloved educator at East Paulding High School, was recently surprised by Chick-fil-A with a shower of appreciation. Davis, along with 9 other educators nationwide, received a $10,000 donation and an iPad for their school. With 44 years of teaching under his belt, Davis expressed gratitude for the program's impact on him, his students, and the community. According to Kurt Davis, the owner-operator of a Hiram Chick-fil-A, the Leader Academy program began 10 years ago, starting at East Paulding High School. Plus Davis, now nominated as a facilitator, played a pivotal role in its growth. Davis humbly acknowledged the recognition, attributing his success to the support of his community and Chick-fil-A operators in Dallas. This from 11 Alive. And they say he was being showered. I was hoping he'd be showered in nuggets or Chick-fil-A sandwiches, but no,
waffle
he got
fries.
No, but he just got a $10,000 donation and an iPad. So,
well, it could have been like Nickelodeon. They could have taken one of their shakes, like a peach shake, right, and dumped it on him. You know, like what was it? Nickelodeon. It was a slime.
The green slime. Yeah,
exactly. Well, congratulations are in order to Hiram High School's Technology Student Association. As a video gamer, I love this. They took 3rd place in a recent video game design competition, and now they are headed to the Nationals. So congratulations to them. This from Hiram High School.
I think there's some schools up there. I can't remember which one that they have like a gaming team or something like that.
I think
where they
a lot
play
of,
games. Yeah.
Yes, I think a lot of schools now have that. Doug, when we were in school, there was no video game team, but I would have been all about Defender and Donkey Kong. I mean, come on.
But the greatest game, Dig Dug.
Oh, Dig Dug. Oh. And I can hear the music in my head.
Your weather, partly cloudy today with a high of 71 and 72, respectively, in Hiram. Lows in the mid-40s. Partly cloudy tomorrow and cooler. We'll have highs in Dallas and Hiram of 64, lows around 40. And then sunny Friday with a high in the 70s. Yay, sunny stuff.
I know, right? Spring, then summer.
98.7 Chat Tech, where 98.7% of our students earn a career.
So for each of our programs at Chattahoochee Tech, we have an industry advisory committee. Those are people in each given industry that will employ our graduates when they get finished with our program.
We have students that are placed at manufacturing companies such as, let's say Glock, for example, the gun manufacturer, because they have machinery that's running 24/7 to create the guns. So all the way from that to healthcare, where like hospitals, for example, they're running 24/7 and they have machinery that needs to be running 24/7 as well.
My program is specifically for students who want to be in healthcare, but maybe don't want patient contact. Maybe they want to be in healthcare, in a healthcare field that's recession-proof, and they're helping people, but maybe they don't want blood, body fluids, any of those elements in their life. So they may choose healthcare management to be on the opposite side of the patient care.
Visit chattahoocheetech.edu, where 98.7% of our students earn a career.
We're back with more of your Paulding County News Podcast.
Well, from the Atlanta News First Facebook page, police say they have charged a 24-year-old Georgia man in connection with the death of a 6-year-old boy last week. Andy Mitchell said, good that he's been charged. Deisha Bolton said, so sad. Willie Dyka said, probably the mother's boyfriend. And Willie was right, because in subsequent reports, it was the boyfriend of the mother that killed the child. Chris Cody said, what a winner.
Usually that's the case. You know, the mother's boyfriend is the abuser. I hate that.
I do too, and I don't understand why, but it again, be careful who you date, because that's just tragic.
Don't settle, women.
From the What's Happening in Paulding County Facebook page, Tim Rich posted, I noticed a great business opportunity on the 4-way at Rose's store. There is not a car wash there. Doug, we loved him. Kosha Crow said, Lord, we need some food options way more than a car wash. Although I will say Al's Exxon Deli is pretty tasty. Christopher Roper said, I think a new self-storage business would be good. Evelyn Elsner said, you just wait. There ain't no dollar store either. So I guess she's saying there's going to be one of those popping up too. Tiffany Aravet said, give it a week. There will be one on every corner. And Justin Lewis said, I'm pretty sure the cartel is smuggling drugs through vacuums or something with all these darn car washes popping up. LOL. Look, as long as my car's clean. See?
People are catching on. People want more car washes.
I'm
Paulding
telling you.
County.
Look, because of this pollen. I mean, come on. The pollen recently, my car has been green for like 2 weeks, so we need them, right? Well, your weird story of the day comes to you from Michigan, where an incident happened at an Outback Steakhouse. It left a 12-year-old boy hospitalized after being served an alcoholic beverage by mistake. Part of me goes wink, wink. But Kyle Cruton, a regular patron of the restaurant, ordered his usual virgin strawberry daiquiri, but noticed a peculiar taste. He kept drinking it, though, and shortly after consuming it, he began to feel unwell, experiencing rapid heartbeat and a headache. Well, a 12-year-old doesn't understand what's about to happen to him, but concerned grandmother, Yolanda Collins, tasted the drink herself and confirmed, hey, there's alcohol in this. The bartender acknowledged the error, revealing that rum had been mistakenly added to the beverage. As a precaution, Mikhail was rushed to the hospital, where he was diagnosed with accidental alcohol exposure and ingestion. Outback Steakhouse issued a statement expressing gratitude that Mikhail wasn't seriously harmed and promising disciplinary action and retraining for staff to prevent such incidents in the future. That's what I'm like,
Is this, it's kind of sounding like a cash grab here, because I'm sure he had probably 1 or 2 sips and, I've got a headache now because of the frozen stuff. I don't know.
I mean, this is just us. This from Atlanta News First, but 12 years old and it tastes funny, but I'm going to keep drinking.
What's happening in Paulding County? We've got you covered.
Here's some events to get you out of the house. Thursday evening, beginning at 6, Tom from Blair Out Loud will be at the Los Maguis in Dallas. Friday, beginning at 6:30, it's bingo night and 80s costume contest at 3 Strands in Dallas. How fun does that sound?
All we got to go is go back into our deep in the closet. We just find the stuff we wore in high school.
Parachute pants. And then Saturday at noon, free Easter egg hunt at Farm at Little Fox Hollow in Dallas.
And it said, and they reiterated that it was a free Easter egg hunt. So I guess some you have to pay admission for. So there's that.
So.
But I want to go back to that 80s costume contest at 3 Strands, though, on Friday. Because you said parachute pants.
Yeah.
Remember Jams?
Oh, yeah, the shoes.
Well, it was the shorts. It was the long shorts, and they were Jams. And I had a friend at our prom who wore the tuxedo top, and he had Jams on. And I forgot what kind of shoes. Maybe I had jelly shoes.
That's it. The jelly shoes. That's what I was thinking of. I didn't own those.
Yeah, which now they've evolved into the Crocs. That's basically Crocs with not as nice a rubber.
Melissa, in just a second, I'm going to play an interview with Pastor Steve from New Season Church talking a little bit about Easter. So that's happening next here on the Paulding County News Podcast.
Life's a constant hustle, and at Credit Union of Georgia, our focus is crystal clear. It's all about you. Juggling a million things? We get it. That's why we're committed to providing the best service imaginable. We're not just your credit union, we're your financial allies. Knowledge is our power, from crafting basic budget plans to navigating the local home buying scene. Questions popping up? We've got you covered with fast, friendly answers. Because we want you to spend more time living your life. Imagine a financial institution that truly cares. That's Credit Union of Georgia inviting you to join us. If you live, work in Bartow, Cherokee, Cobb, Dawson, Paulding, Pickens, or Union County, we want you as a member of Credit Union of Georgia family. Because here, you're not just a member, you're part of a community that cares. Ready to experience banking that revolves around you? Call us at 678-486-1111 or visit cuofga.org. Credit Union of Georgia. Your financial journey, our priority.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Paulding County News Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
All of our feature interview pieces here on the Paulding County News Podcast are presented by Credit Union of Georgia.
Let's meet some of the interesting people in our neighborhood.
All righty, Pastor Steve. So tell us what's going on with Easter and New Season Church.
Of course, Easter obviously is the game changer. It is the most important single event in all of Christianity. And so we really love Easter at New Season Church. It's one of my favorite times of the year. Of course, people come back to church during Easter. Those that have been out for a while come back, and lots of guests come. And so we're prepared. We say at our church, company's coming. And so just like at your own house, when company's coming, you get ready. We certainly been getting ready. Now, we already have at New Season 3 morning worship services. We have an 8:30, a 10, and 11:30. So that's normal. We're going to add a Saturday night service at 6 o'clock on March the 30th. Of course, Easter's early this year in March 31st, 3 services, Saturday night at 6 o'clock. And man, we're fired up.
So is Easter the most attended service behind Christmas?
Most definitely. There's just something about, Christmas and Easter for sure. And we're excited because it doesn't matter to me if you haven't been to church in years and years, or if you just kind of hop in, pun intended there, around Easter time. It doesn't matter to us. We're just glad that you would be in church, and especially if you come to New Season Church with 3 opportunities. If you're an early bird, 8:30 or 10 o'clock, which is our biggest attendant service, and then our 11:30. So, and then like I just said, we're going to add a little Saturday night, 6 o'clock.
So that's 4 services. So yeah, you're going to be tired by the end of it, aren't you? 3 services. It's like being on stage and being in concert.
Yeah. It's funny that I've got a book. It's a medical book. It's not a preacher book. If you give a 30-minute emotional speech, you've worked a 6-hour workday. And so every Sunday, we just went to 3 services about 6 weeks ago. Lots of good growth happening in our church. Last year, we saw 168 people saved and baptized. We saw almost 80 people join the church. And when we say join, you have to go to an hour-and-a-half class to learn about New Season, our vision, our core values in order to actually join. So almost 80 people, went to that class and joined. So we had an incredible year. We had a 27% growth last year. And so, and then the new year, man, here we go again. And then, so we went to 3 services, and it is tiring. I ain't gonna lie. I pray at that 11:30 hour, Lord, please give me some energy. And, but
you're in the right place to ask that too. So.
Absolutely, for sure.
So where can people find New Season Church? I know it's in Hiram, but exactly where? Maybe somebody's listening to this going, you know what, I need a new church. What
We're located at 4457 Atlanta Highway, right there in Hiram. We're right across from the West Side Bank, right next to Clark's Funeral Home. It seems like everybody knows Clark's Funeral Home. That may be a good thing or a bad thing, right? But so we're right there on the corner, right there on Highway 278. Even though our address is Atlanta Highway, we face 278. And we've been there. I started New Season Church a little over 16 years ago, and we started with 40, and we're seeing just amazing things happening right now.
You say you started the church. That's interesting. How do you go about starting a church? What are the legal processes, the business processes? What's that?
It's a lot bigger than people think. I mean, to be a 501(c), you have to go through all the proper legal channels and all of those kind of things. And so you got to be registered with the state of Georgia, all of that kind of stuff. That's a headache and all by itself. But I started with 40 people, my family. I'm married. I've been married over 40 years. I've got 6 children, 11 grandchildren. Got to plug in those grandkids,
wow.
you know. And we started with my family, 8 of us, and 32 other folks. One family from Woodstock. I was on staff at First Baptist Woodstock for many, many years, a long time ago. And Pastor Johnny Hunt started help us with New Season, and it's been. And you just asked the question too. 16 plus years ago, I needed a new season in my life. And my wife, we both needed a new season. And so we felt, and I named New Season because of people who needed a new season. Who doesn't need a new season? Maybe in your marriage, maybe in your family, maybe in your finances, maybe in your job. Everybody needs a new season. And so that's why we started it for everybody. And we're a unique church. We're not a perfect church, but we're a very unique church. We have over 15 different nations every Sunday morning. We have multiple people from different, the same nation, but 15 different nations. We are by far the most diverse church in all of Paulding County.
What are some countries, like some unique countries that?
We have literally 5 or 6 different African countries, from Ghana to Zimbabwe. We've got Peru. We've got Ecuador. Of course, we have Mexico. We've got several families from Costa Rica. We've got families from Taiwan. We've got families from England. I mean, literally 15 different nations every Sunday. It is the most unique experience in the world.
That's what I was going to ask you next, is what's so unique about the church? And, well, you just answered my question right there, the diversity. So let's get back to Easter a little bit here. And so when you're doing your sermons, are they different from, I'd say, other churches? Is there something unique about what you preach about? Or?
Well, I would hope that all of us are preaching the same thing because we have the same Bible. I think that one of the uniqueness of New Season Church is we're extremely practical. I live in a real world. I live in a place of pain and frustration and aggravation and even anger and all the emotions that everybody faces. I know what it's like many years ago. I know what it's like to be addicted to drugs and alcohol and to be separated from my wife. This is before I was a Christian. And so I know the real world. And because of that, I know what it means to grow up poor. I know what it means to have my lights cut off. I know what it means to be on food stamp and WIC and have holes in my shoes and socks growing up. And even being married, living in a beat down old trailer on food stamps and WIC and all of that. So because I have lived in this real world and still live in it, and I understand pain, and the secret to life is how you deal with your pain. And so for New Season Church, we're going to be extremely practical. We're going to be on the Bible 100% every week, turn to a certain passage, look at a certain verses. So we're going to preach the Bible. There's no doubt about that. But we're going to make it real because we live in a real world, and it's going to be practical. If you can't get helped on Sunday, and if you don't understand what's said, then how can it help you on Monday? And how can it help you live out your life throughout the week if you don't even understand it and it's not practical?
Wow. Okay. So if somebody wants to become a member of the church, what do they do? Just show up and say, hey,
For us, no. In a traditional church, a lot of times you walk down an aisle, you grab the preacher by the hand, you say, we'd like to join. We don't do it that way. We've never done that way in the 16 years. Because, see, we're not interested in your name on a roll. A lot of churches, they want to boast that we have thousands of members and all of that. We don't ever talk about that. We're not about a name on a role. We want you to understand our vision. We want you to understand our core values. So we provide a free lunch about every 6 weeks, and we invite you to come. Like I'll give you, for instance, the last one we had about 50 plus people there, and I spent 50 minutes talking about our vision, our core values, who we are as a church, and then I ask, is this who you are, or is this who you want to be? If it is, lock arms, come join with us, and you can sign on the dotted line right here and right now. And 40 people joined our church just this past month. Wow. And so, but again, not a name on a roll, a vision, a core value. This is who we are. And we tell them we're not like the traditional church. Now, biblically, we are rock solid. The Bible is infallible. The Bible is inerrant. It is holy. It is inspired. And we believe that and we preach that. And so, but in the sense of tradition, if you grew up in church your whole life, you may come the new season. I may be preaching a series on marriage, and we're going to do a love song that you hear on the radio, Oh,
yeah?
So we're going to do some different things. And we say at our church, we will do anything short of sin to reach people far from God.
Wow. Okay. Excellent. Anything else that's going on with New Season? Of course, we're talking about Easter. Is there some other big events planning that people could know about?
I'm glad you asked that, because we are in a building project right now, actually. We are in a $3.2 million building project right now. And it is, it's overwhelming for sure. And we are doing some pretty amazing things. We're adding a 4,000 square foot foyer. We're redoing our entire children's area and a lot of other cool stuff. And so we're really excited about it. It is phase 1. Phase 2 is knocking out walls and adding to our auditorium. But right now, phase 1 is making more space for connection and making more space for our children. And so really cool, exciting things. We're going to be, Lord willing, in July, we're going to be in our new facility. So I am one fired up preacher.
All right. So let's get where the location is again. And is there a website people can check out as well?
Absolutely. The location is 4457 Atlanta Highway, right there on 278. And you can go to newseason.cc. A lot of people, with the world of .com, we are .cc. You can also go to steveflockhardt.com, or you can go to newseason.cc, and you can check us out and see all that's happening. And we'd love for you to attend Saturday night at 6 o'clock or Sunday morning, 3 morning services, 8:30, 10, or 11:30.
All right. Pastor Steve Flockhardt, should I say. Interesting name, Flock. Your flock, Flockhardt? Yeah.
Exactly. I've got a heart for the flock.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Whether you're new to church, have been a Christian for many years, or looking for a fresh start, you're welcome at New Season Church. New Season is a place where people can believe in God, belong to a family of believers, and become fully devoted followers. We exist so that people far from God may experience life in Christ and become fully engaged followers. Join us for one of our 2 Sunday services, 9 or 11 a.m.
Hi, this is Pastor Steve Flockhardt. Whether you're new to the Paulding community or have been here since the day you were born, New Season Church is a place where all are welcome. From our exciting children and student ministries to our engaging Bible studies and small groups and events, I promise New Season Church has a place for you.
New Season Church, just off Highway 278 at 4457 Atlanta Highway in Hiram. We exist so that people far from God may experience life in Christ and become fully engaged followers. New Season looks forward to seeing your entire family this Sunday, and feel free to check us out online at newseason.cc. We believe what comes into our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about us. We look forward to seeing you Sunday at 9 or 11 a.m. at New Season Church in Hiram.
We're back with more of your Paulding County News Podcast.
There's an urgent plea for help from a Cobb County family as raw sewage inundated their rooms at the Economy Hotel in Marietta, leaving their belongings ruined. Raw sewage. The family, who paid $1,200 for their month-long stay, has been grappling with the sewage nightmare for the past week. Now, this is not just, it happened and then everything's taken care of. City and county health departments are now investigating the situation. Maya May Wiggins and her boyfriend Michael Butcherum described the ordeal as disgusting and smelly, prompting them for assistance. I mean, that's dangerous. With no alternate accommodation due to financial constraints, the family feels trapped. They're still there, which is awful. Authorities are actively looking into the matter, but immediate relief for the affected family remains uncertain. How is this uncertain? How do we not take care of each other? They're sitting in crap, for real. And nobody can take them and help them? This from WSB. That last part was from Melissa Carter, but I'm just saying, come on now.
All right, I'll let you go on that one. Okay. Here's your sports from the Paulding Sports Chronicle. Let's catch you up on the baseball region standings at 5-6A. East Paulding is at number 3, South Paulding at 4, and Paulding County number 7. Congrats on all of your successes. For girls soccer region 5-6A standings, South Paulding is number 2. Paulding County is number 4, and East Paulding is number 5. And in boys soccer region 5-6A, East Paulding, they're number 1. South Paulding is number 2, and Paulding County is number 7. East Paulding will play at South Paulding tomorrow for the regional championship. And Paulding County High School's armed drill team, they won the state championship.
Way to go, team! All right, this last story is for Paulding Starbucks customers. Did I get your attention? Federal regulators have issued a recall on over 400,000 Nestle mugs sold nationwide. Now, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission have announced that the ceramic mugs with metallic coatings pose burn and laceration hazards. Now, which mugs am I talking about? Well, they were all included in 4 gift sets sold during the holiday season, including the Starbucks Holiday Gift Set with 2 mugs, Starbucks Classic Hot Cocoa and Mug, Starbucks Peppermint and Classic Hot Cocos and Mug, and Starbucks Holiday Blend Coffee and Mug. Okay, the agency warns that microwaving or filling these mugs with extremely hot liquid can cause overheating and they break, resulting in injuries. There's already been 10 injuries, including severe burns. So if you have one of these mugs, stop using it immediately. Or in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you give those gift sets to people you don't know very well or don't like very well. And so what you need to do is figure out, did you get it? And I'm sorry if you received one of them. But, if you don't know people very well, isn't that what you get them? Unless they're a diehard Starbucks fan. Anyway, I don't want to offend anybody, but look, whoever has it, stop using it, return it to the place of purchase for a full refund, or you can contact Nestle USA. This from The Patch.
Thanks for listening to today's Paulding County News Podcast. Follow and subscribe to hear the latest news from the Paulding County News Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. For you, about you, and from you. Get involved in the conversation at 404-997-8655 or info@bgadgroup.com. Did you know over 50% of Americans listen to podcasts weekly? Make sure you join us for our next episode and be sure to share this podcast on social media with your friends and family. Add us to your Alexa Flash Briefing or your Google Home Briefing, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. All rights reserved.
This podcast aggregate content from other sources for informational purposes and is in no way trying to infringe on the copyrights or businesses of any other entities. All content posted up on the site is used under the Fair Use Copyright Law 107. All audio, media, and articles are copyrighted to the original owners. All audio on this podcast are embedded from YouTube.com and are owned by the respective copyright owners. No audio information are copyrighted or stored on our servers. The court ruled that linking or embedding copyrighted videos is not copyright infringement, even if the source video was uploaded without permission. However, we will gladly remove any audio clip upon valid request from respective copyright owners. Any owners also have the option to disable embedding his YouTube videos on other websites. News and press articles are owned by the respective copyright owners. Where possible, the appropriate accreditation or source of the article is given on the same page. The audio-video files on the site are for listening purposes only. Downloading of these files to one's computer is strictly prohibited. They are owned by the respective copyright owners. If it is in the organization's belief that the usage or specific content used on our site containing copyrighted knowledge conflicts with authorized use and/or does not comply with fair use as described in the context, contact us through our contact page and we will remove the offending content immediately. Thanks for listening to the Paulding County News Podcast.